So a few months ago, I made a video titled Dating in DC, talking about how there are more women than men at the club, and that gives them this disproportionate advantage where they now kind of act and behave as if they're the prize. And a lot of people either agreed or said that I was male-centered, and I basically was like, okay, I will never talk about this on the internet again. And then I was scrolling on Posh, and I came across this. So apparently this weekend there was this event called Women Love Beards. Essentially what it is, and I will read you the description from the organizers. Basically they say in order to maintain gender balance experience, the men get in for free and the women pay $35 for entry. So this is the men's page, and then I'll show you the women's page. There's a whole separate page for women to pay to be in the company of men. Guys, I fear we've lost the plot. I mean, I get it. This is how they're solving for it. But when I said that there's a gender imbalance and it's making men act like they're the prize, this is what we get. Anyways, I refrain from having any comments on this, but all I will say is if I ever went to an event and then they made me the face of some shit like this, I'm suing. Your mama's getting sued. Your daddy's getting sued. Everyone's getting sued. Oh my goodness. And this would be so cringy, like as a woman to be like, hey, I paid my $35 to come see some men.
Why do men be having more fun with their homeboys than their girl?
It's when you go with your girl, right? You gotta protect her. You gotta have your head on a swivel. You paying twice as much or three times as much money. Yep. You gotta be a conversationalist. You got therapist. You're really like there to kind of like cater to her in a sense. When you with your guys, you're just having fun. Everybody do their own thing. Everybody just get along.
When you with your girl, that level of mental capacity you use to fit her, I know he watching, I'm watching, my boy watching. I get to relax.
Oh, my man is with his friends and having more fun. It's just because it's something personal.
Find it offensive.
Oh, find it offensive.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want your man to want to hang with you because he enjoys time. Like I tell my boys, I'm gonna marry you, right? I'm gonna be around you every single day for the rest of my life. I gotta like spending time with you. Mm-hmm. So if I'm only hanging with my boys, so I want to have fun, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
You're a headache.
You're a headache.
You bring me drama.
Because I choose to hang with them so much more.
Yeah.
How many nerves y'all have?
Men are more patient than they should be.
All right, I'm gonna say it. Some of y'all aren't gonna like it, but even though I'm saying it looking like a hot mess, it doesn't make it any less true. If women can leave a marriage just because they're unhappy, then men can leave a marriage just because they're unappreciated. We praise women for choosing themselves when they're walking away from a good man. He's been faithful, he's been consistent, but when a man says he's done for being taken advantage of, feeling like he's not appreciated, all of a sudden he's a bad guy. So why is her happiness validated, but his exhaustion is not? Why is finding her self-empowerment, but his boundary is selfishness? Marriage is supposed to be a two-way street. So if it's okay that a woman checks out emotionally, and we call it growth, men can walk away when they feel like they're being treated like background characters in a story. So let's talk about it. Are men allotted the same graces that women are given when they walk away from a relationship or a marriage?
Ever feel guilty for having to walk away from the good guy just because he's a good guy, just because he's a gentleman, just because he treats you well, just because he's generous, just because he's successful and he's nice and all of those things? That's not a reason alone to choose him. He could be a good guy, but that doesn't mean that he is good enough for you. That doesn't mean that he is right for you, and you should not have to compromise on your standards or your non-negotiables because he's a good guy. Men should already be good men. They should already have character traits that are suitable for your relationship. They should already be chivalrous. They should already be generous. They should already have success in their life. They should already have these characteristics as a decent human being. That is not a reason to choose him. And we really need to stop putting these men on a pedestal because they're nice, because they're good men, because they're generous. Like, they should already be.
Well, I think you're only looking at it from one side of the floor. I think a man would like to be respected for doing that. There are a lot of dudes out here that are bad dudes, bad actors. And so when a man comes across and he said, well, finally, I found a guy that respects me, found a guy that actually likes me for who I am, values me. Instead of saying, I'm appreciative of that, you're saying, oh, it doesn't matter, that's the bare minimum. Apparently not. If all of these guys are terrible, maybe you should express some appreciation, which is what the bigger issue is. Too many modern women expect a man to put them on a pedestal. Get your life together.
Where is the accountability? Why is it always our fault? Yes, I chose the nice guy. Now what happened turned out to be a covert narcissist, completely destroyed my self-worth and confidence. So then I decided to remove myself from the dating pool and heal and grow and evolve into who I am today, meaning now I'm celibate, not dating, and I'm happy with my life. But now I'm too picky because my standards and boundaries are really strong and really high, and I'm gonna die with a bunch of cats. Because I'm too picky.
Trying to explain to a man that a lot of times girls will be more into you if you say you are in a relationship. I'm not even kidding. I know certain type of girls that will purposely go after a guy that is in a relationship.
So someone tagged me his post that says, and if he sees a body better than mine, I hope that he remembers he's 5'7". Ooh, talking about his height. And before I get into this, yes, I understand societally there's a difference between talking about a man's height and a woman's weight. However, I feel like there are some people who intentionally walk into the fire, and then when they get burned, they're mad at the coals on their feet. It's like we've established now that there's a lot of men where when you bring up height, they're going to bring up your weight, especially if you're a particular size. Not saying that's right, but it's just like this was an optional post. She decided to make fun of her man's height for, as far as I know, to be no reason. And not only made fun of him, but posted it on the internet. So everyone else could see her making fun of her man. And again, men have the reputation for, oh, they're always trying to embarrass their partners. And the thing is, not only did you make fun of his height, but you also preceded it directly with a line talking about your body. So it's like you're actively doing it's like you're literally poking the bear. And then of course, people are commenting, saying things, talking about women's weight. And it's like, yeah, people are gonna be like, oh, those are the worst guys ever. What? But it's like you literally walked into them doing it. Yeah, I don't believe in weight shaming. Okay. I'm not pro that at all, but I'm just very anti. If we all know this is a thing that happens, why are we walking into it? You're intentionally rage baiting a group of society. And then when they rage, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, look how horrible they are for raging when you intentionally provoke them.
I wonder if all modern women have this self-sabotaging belief in the back of their brain somewhere.
Your last breakup, was it your fault or theirs?
It was both. We were together from very young. I don't know, you just evolve over time as you get older, and it was more of a thing of, oh, I want more for myself. And I realized that the person I fell in love with when I was younger just wasn't really who I was anymore.
Was it hard to end a relationship?
Yeah, it was super hard because he was a great guy, amazing person. I had to mourn the loss of an 8-year relationship, which was really hard for me. And I spent a lot of time crying, a lot of self-reflection, and a lot of therapy.
Did you ever doubt your decision?
I did at some points, especially when I had family telling me you should just get back with him and try to make it work. And I knew for myself that's not what I wanted and what was meant for my life anymore. And so I had to just stay firm on my decision.
So want more for myself means it means I'm ready to be a little bit more selfish than I was previously.
Is it more attractive if a girl is just like in the corner, kind of just like being quiet, minding her own business? Or is it more attractive if a girl is like talking with her friends, talking to other guys, hanging around the bar and being more like social? Or is that like intimidating?
If you're in the corner, you're more approachable because no one is like taking up your time, but also then you might not think that she wants to talk to anybody.
But is it unattractive if she's bopping around? And then you're like turned off and you're like, that girl's like desperate or whatever you guys want to think.
I think it's intimidating, but that's going to be the girl that actually like will give you the time of day.
True.
Okay, quick backstory. I've gotten on here before and I've said that I'm dating for a committed relationship, right? Like I want a relationship. But being in this city, being new to Houston and stuff like that and dating, I'm starting to see some things. Like, do men think that my dating standards, do men think that your dating standards are negotiable? Like I said, I don't go out on dates with men who don't open the car door for me, right? You then look at me dead in my face, square in my eyes and say, I don't do that. Okay, that's fine, that's cool. Did you not expect for me to take my black ass back in the house then? Hello, date's over. You ask me, do I like flowers? I say yes. You then proceed to say, oh, I don't give females flowers. Females? Like, how are you going to ask, do I like something? and then tell me you aren't going to do what it is that I like. I tell you that I don't go to men's houses and I'm not going to invite you to my house unless we're in a committed relationship, and then you proceed to tell me you never went past date number 2 before being invited over. Okay, nigga, what the fuck? I don't care. Like, are we losing the plot here? Don't forget that, nigga, you approached me. You came up to me. You want me. You approached me, asked for my number, then you're gonna try to warp me, shrink me, make me malleable to what you like. Like, I genuinely and honestly see why some women say fuck relationships, because men make it so hard to want them, to like them, to want to be around them. Then gon' tell me I'm asking for too much, I want too much, I'm doing too much. Like, baby, don't even worry about it. Cut. Cause you're cut, nigga. Cut.
Dude in the comments said, if you have to come on here and remind us strangers of your standards, you're not that girl. Those aren't your standards yet. Keep going though. One day.
So here's a hot take that I would love feedback on. I wonder if a lot of the reason that men can't commit to women, or why we're having such an issue with dating and heterosexual relationships, is because more men are down low than we ever expected. So we're all out here dating a bunch of gay men who can't admit that to themselves, therefore can't admit that to us.
Well, you really don't need feedback on it. You probably need a therapist. Once again, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. I don't know why shutting up isn't an option.
Okay, so yesterday I made a video talking about how dating is fun, and you don't need to find the love of your life to enjoy dating. If you just go on little dates and you have a good time, but like, you're not really feeling it, you want to move on, great, that's fine. And I stand on that, except a lot of people in my comments are all men, and they're all like, well, you don't have to pay for your dates, like, this is why I don't date, because women don't take it seriously. It's like, hold on. Not that I don't take it seriously. It's not like I'm trying to just date around and not find the one. Every time I go into a date, I go in with the intention of, okay, will this be the person for me? It's just, I've started to realize that most people aren't for me. I'm not supposed to like every single person that I meet, you know? But just because I went on a date with someone that I didn't like doesn't mean I didn't have a good time. But just because I have a good time does not mean that I'm going to be romantically interested in someone. I don't think it's very logical to believe that every single date you go on, you're going to be romantically interested in. You could enjoy the person, but not want them as a relationship. We've already established that you can't be friends with someone you went on a date with. So like, it's either I go on this date and I have a good time, but I don't want to continue it. So then I'm just going to move on and go on a different date. Like, I'm sorry. And you're like, oh, you don't have to pay for dates. It's like, you put on a t-shirt and I put on $40 worth of blush. Like, we're not the same.
I think the thing is that if you're going on a lot of dates, at some point in time, you're just wasting somebody's time. You know what I mean? Like, you know you're not. Like, if you're reading through the profile and you're actually thinking critically about who it is you're about to go on a date with, then you know that you probably don't like the person. But if you're going just to get out of the house, that's something that's selfish for you. That's what a lot of men don't like. You could have just told me that you didn't like me, because I'm really here, like, to see if I can get to know somebody. This is called being honest and upfront.
Sometimes I don't know if girls know what a joke is. Like, their hair could be up because it's windy outside, and you could be like, what the hell happened to your hair? And she'll be like, what the hell happened to your dad? Isn't he dead? It's like, what? And then they'll gaslight you like, oh, what? You can't take a joke? I don't know if that's a joke. I don't know what that is. I mean, it's hilarious in hindsight, but it's like, I sleep with you butt naked and kiss you on the forehead and tell you I love you. You're just gonna dead dad joke me in the middle of the mall?
Why do white girls have their booty cheeks out? Now, I saw this video of a black queen, and she was talking about how she goes to a PWI, and the white girls there just have their booty cheeks out. And that, I don't remember her I don't remember her username, I don't even remember what she looked like, but that is so relatable. I also go to a PWI, and I also see white girls with their buns out. Today, I was walking to my class, and it's really hot outside today. I don't know why I decided to wear a sweater and jeans, but hey, I looked kind of stylish or whatever, but I was looking around as one does. I'm not going to be on my phone while I walk. And so I look up, buns out, jiggling on a Tuesday afternoon. Now I get it, it's hot outside, but you couldn't have found something a little longer. Now that makes me sound like a woman hater. I know. But there's this thing called decency. Because when I saw that, I made a visible face of disgust. I was like, now yes, obviously wear whatever you want, wear whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you like having your cheeks out, I'm not gonna stop you. Nobody should stop you. Don't let anybody stop you from having your buns out. But maybe consider switching up your wardrobe. Also, I'm gonna be doing a 2K Q&A, and I gotta do it quick because we're at 2.7K right now. I'm not gonna get 3K overnight or anything, but like, I gotta get it done. So ask me any questions that you have about me.
Okay, I am in no way calling myself a pro on dating or saying that I know exactly what needs to be done on a first date, but I do know what does not need to be done on a first date, and it's what I just experienced, and it is asking a girl out for a simple little coffee date for drinks, anything. And the moment you get there, you act like you could not care less. Even if you just met there, you didn't drive together, you don't meet her at the door to say hey, and then like go into the coffee shop, find a table together, you just let her wander in aimlessly. You don't text her, oh hey, I'm here, oh I'm wearing a blue shirt, oh I'm sitting right here. You just let her wander around figuring out where you are until you're like, oh, over here. And then you, who invited said girl on the date, plan the whole thing. This person did. And then you don't even offer to pay or anything. I'm not saying a guy has to pay for every single date, but if you organize something, if I organize something, I'm gonna pay, vice versa. That's what not to do, but you know, I'm not a pro.
Dude in the comments called her out for wearing like I think a tank top or something like that. An undershirt is what he called it to the date. And she was like, it's okay for me to do that because it's too hot out here. But he still should have done what he did.
And over here we have the living room. Nice and big. That's right.
Now you know these women are going to be upset about this. They're using their, I guess what you would call them, assets to sell these homes, which I guess however you need to do it, go ahead and do it.
In college, I had a professor walk into class, not say hi, not introduce yourself, just say, who here watches Game of Thrones? And like half the class raised their hand. And she goes, I read the books, all of them. If it ever gets too loud in here, I will loudly shout the name of the next character who dies. It was dead silent in that class the entire time.
You heard that? I ain't even rhymed yet, and I'm already teaching the how to control the room.
Okay, be dead ass with me. I need all the TikTok baddies to rise up and help me out. The guy I've been talking to for a long time told me to dye my hair black, and he thinks I could pull it off. Be dead ass. I don't think that I could. I think he's just doing this because he's not into blondes. Could I pull off dark hair? I think no. I don't think it would look better. I'm thinking my natural color, I might go back ginger, like a little strawberry. That's my natural hair color. Do we think that would look better? Like, what color and cut would look best on me? Like, let me know. Everybody unite. Like, I'm thinking I'm gonna do like a shorter bang for sure. And I'm thinking I want to go back more ginger, more strawberry. But if everybody agrees that I should try darker, let me know. But I think you guys are out to get me if you say darker. I think you guys are lying. That would not look better on me. Maybe I'm delusional, but I don't think it would. Let me.
A woman in the comments said, personally, I think black hair looks good on everyone, but do not dye your hair because a man says so. Here's the catch. She says strawberry blonde would be so pretty. Oh, so it's okay for you to suggest something, especially to somebody that you don't know. But when a man says, I think this looks nice, never dye it for me. Shut your stupid behind.
We think we know it all as women. We're better, faster, stronger, smarter, richer in the case of Taylor, right? I mean, tell me, Travis Kelce, he's cute. He's an NFL player and he's got some money. I mean, that ring, he has some bones to throw around. But when you really start looking, like compare them, who's the more talented? Who's more creative? Who's got better business sense? Who's better looking? I'd probably go with Kelce on this one. But if you're lining them up, who's more qualified to take the lead? And that, my friends, on paper is the struggle. The problem with us getting it twisted when we start to look at, we're human doings. Like, I do this, you do that. We're not submitting ourselves one to another at all. That command in Ephesians for women to submit themselves to their own husbands is submit yourselves one to another. And at the end of the day, what is destroying relationships, what is destroying friendships, what is destroying marriages and families is our own pride, where we consider ourselves first and don't consider ourselves before each other, even if we think what we're doing by overgiving or being people pleasers is doing just that. We're in it for us. So was Charlie Kirk right on this? You know what? As much as I hate to admit it, as much as I hate to apply it, he got this one right.
People will equate, a lot of modern women will equate, oh, because I've got more money, it means I'm more qualified to lead. When it was never about that. That's why they keep on talking about, well, I got my own bank account now, so I don't have to do this, 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 and this. Well, I make more money than you, so what can you teach me? A lot of other things about life besides your little space of business here.
Okay, can we talk about the fact that it's okay for someone to come up to me or any other tall girl in public and be like, how tall are you? How's the weather up there? Did you play basketball, volleyball? Please tell me you did, like, please. They're like, you're not 6'1", because I'm 6'1". Honey, you're not 6'1". I am not lying to you about my height. Like, I'm not adding inches. Trust me, I am 6'1". I'm sorry to tell you that you are not. But I can't go up to a short person and be like, why are you so short? Like, how's the ground smell? Like, what sport did you do? Gymnastics? Like, you'd be really good at gymnastics. Like, I can't do that because that's mean. And it's, like, not okay to do. But it's okay to tell me that? Like, what is this double standard? Like, someone tell me.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
This is a hot take, and I know a lot of girls are going to be mad at me for saying this, but hating men is a choice. Hating men is a choice. And it's a choice that is not going to get you the relationship that you desire. When we hear the rhetoric from women talking about how they hate men, it's really underneath that statement, something that sounds a little bit like this. I want to love men, but they've hurt me so deeply, and I'm so afraid to trust them now. It's easier for me to put my defenses up rather than open my heart to them again, risk getting hurt. If that is you, I just want to say first and foremost, I understand that completely. Like many other women, I have had my fair share of absolutely trash, awful experiences with men in my life. To the point where I was having this conversation with a friend the other day, and she said to me, Hannah, if there's anyone on the planet who should hate men, it is you. I could sit here and make a laundry list of all of the things that I dislike about men. And while sitting there and making that list might make me or any other woman feel better, you know what it's not gonna do? Making that list, talking about and harping on all of the reasons why you think men suck, why they're trash, how they've hurt you, it's gonna get you the relationship that you desire. It's not going to make you find a man who wants to treat you like a queen and is head over heels in love with you. It's not gonna get you a relationship that shows you that you get to have that beautiful divine love that you see everyone else in your life having, but you don't yet have. It's not gonna do any of those things for you. You know what it is going to do? To be an instant turnoff to any conscious, healthy man who could potentially want to be in relationship with you. Because he's gonna look at that and go, I don't like that mindset. The same way that if you were going to date a man and you went on his social media, you saw all of these posts of him talking about how much he hates women, you would label him a misogynist and not go on a date with him. Really is a two-way street. And I know a lot of women don't want to hear that, but it is true. You cannot hate something and actively, deep down, desire a healthy relationship with it. Same way that nobody has ever gotten rich by hating money. What you speak life into is what you attract into your life. I'll tell you this from experience. When I shifted my rhetoric from I hate all men, men are the worst, to I do believe there's good men out there, just that one simple shift alone, all it took for me to start attracting men into my life who were completely different than any of the men I attracted in before, who were kind, who were gracious, who were emotionally intelligent, and who wanted to treat me well, who didn't want to hurt me, really is that simple. Because any woman who's truly happy in her relationship with a man isn't spending her days talking about how much she hates men. She's talking about how much she loves her man, the great things he does for her. Holds a belief that there are good men in the world. She holds that belief, that is what she gets. The universe is not complicated. You get exactly what you put out. That right there is why I fully believe that hating men is a choice.
So earlier this year, I ended a relationship and cut off an engagement from a great man. He was a good man. He loved God. He was a praying man. He loved and adored me. He was there for me. He was handsome. He was well educated. He didn't have any kids. He checked all the boxes. But there was still something missing. And I just knew that I could not go through with this marriage. There was just something that did not connect. I felt that there should have been a connection between he and I in order for me to be his wife. And so I cut off the engagement. And it was so difficult because he was a good man. It's easy when a person is not good. You can justify why you cut things off. But when a person is truly a good person, it's hard to explain. So I found myself trying to explain it to family and friends, and they were asking me a whole bunch of questions that, I could not say, exactly why, other than the fact that I just did not feel the connection. There was something that was not there that I needed to be there in order for this to be my husband. And so I stopped trying to explain it, and I just trusted my decision, and I went on. But then I got an epiphany, and it was just like, have you ever been shoe shopping and you saw a nice pair of shoes and it's like, ooh, I love the color. I love the style. The heel is the right size and it's a reasonable price. Like it's on sale and it's a good shoe. But then when you approach the shoe, you see that it's a size 6 and you need a size 7. Does it take away from the fact that the shoe is a good shoe? Does it take away from the fact that you're getting a great deal for the quality? Does it take away from the fact that the heel is still the right size? It doesn't matter. All of that still makes the shoe is still good. But if it's not your size, it's not the shoe for you. And so that is what I had to accept. Yes, he was a good man. But what that feeling was is that he was not a great fit for me. It didn't take away from who he was, but it was just confirmation that he was not a good fit for me. And that leads me to say that some of us are trying to force relationships when we know they don't fit. It doesn't mean that the person is not good. It doesn't mean that they are not good-hearted people. It just means that they're not a good fit for you. So free them up. Don't continue to settle for things that you know is going to cause discomfort in the future. Me purchasing a size 6 shoe when I wear a 7 is discomfort.
So look, this is the thing, y'all. I'm going to make it sweet and short because everybody want to know what I feel. Look, I feel like at the end of the day, you don't have to take a person through as much stuff as she took this man through. What do I mean? Why would you allow someone to be with you to the point where they have asked you to marry them? You're engaged with them. You've accepted a ring from someone that you feel is not a perfect fit for you. That's wasting this man's time. When you could have sat down so he could have seen the good women that were standing behind you, because a lot of women nowadays say they want a good man. They need a good man. But then when they get that good man, they don't want that good man. See, I'm starting to believe that most people only want what they are physically attracted to or what they're financially attracted to. See, she said in this video that he had so many amazing qualities, but she could not tell you why he was not a good fit. Now, she tried to use the analogy that he was like a pair of shoes, that she was a size 7 and he was a 6 and he just didn't fit. Well, see, the difference is when you went to go get those pair of shoes, you could see the size. You could see that they was a 6. Now, it's up to you if you want to squeeze your feet in them 6 knowing you a 7. But when you're talking about a human being, the emotion, the physical attraction, you have to know what it is that makes that person not a fit for you. And if you can't tell me what it is that makes that person not a fit for you, it makes me believe that you as a woman was the issue. Was he not physically attractive enough for you? Because evidently it wasn't the financial bearing because you accepted the ring. So that lets me know that the ring was a nice size that you wore it on your finger for a while. To the point where you said, damn, I'm going to get a ring back. Well, let me explain something to you. If you at the store and you see a size 6, you're not even taking it out the store. If you a 7, you're not even picking it up and putting your money on it because you already know it don't fit. What I don't understand is, why did you take this man through so much anguish? Now when he gets with another woman, he's damaged, he's confused, and he feels like she's going to do the same shit that you did. You're going to string him along, you're going to break his heart, and he may not even propose to the next woman because of a woman like you. When you could have told that brother at the door, we are just not a good fit. You didn't have to waste his time because time is money, and money is something nobody has time to waste. Not to mention, he must have loved you. If he gave you a ring, he gave you a ring. Girl, it's women like you that make me say, the fuck is wrong with you?
A woman in the comments said, if I was her, I would not have told this story out loud.
I'm realizing that the reason why I don't have a lot of experience in courtship from a man is because I go towards the men that are challenging, and I abandon the men that really want to do right. And I don't know if that's like trauma or if it is just like, as humans, we love a challenge.
So I want to say credit to her for at least admitting that and realizing that. And I've said this a long time ago, but I think it maybe triggered a few women. A lot of you don't want princess treatment, although that you say that you want princess treatment. What you like is that. What you like is to work for love. That's what it is. And so I'm not going to get too much into the trauma background, but if that's what you were taught, you had to work for love, to work for attention, to do all that stuff, that's going to transfer over into your dating life. But one of the reasons is a lot of y'all have this idea of what you think a man is supposed to be. So, and a lot of you look at these men that are going about things the right way, that's boring. That's boring to you. And I've seen it throughout my dating life, which is why I'm chilling. And, you know, if I meet a woman that's actually looking for something serious, like really serious, then, you know, I'll pursue that. But I've met way too many women to where I've tried to hit them with the serious route, and then only to find out that I was getting stiff arms. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to option A or option B, go the right way, try to go on a date with you, or option B, you just want to sleep around. Okay, cool. We can do that then, whatever. If that's what you want to do. And I've seen that before, you know, and I always wanted to do this, but I tried it and I'll never do it again. Took a woman on a date. It went well. I told her, like, hey, we'll go on a second date. Do me a favor. Like, we'll go to this really nice spot. Like, pick out a dress, show it to me, whatever. Like I'll buy it for you, whatever. Let me buy you an outfit. I'll take you out. I got you. It didn't go well. I always thought that was a G move. Like, straight up. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was a dope move to pull. It was the first time I ever did it. I will never do it again. But a lot of you are maybe looking for something serious in certain men that aren't looking for anything serious. So you're working to change their mind that why they should want something serious with you. Now you're coming from a position to where you got to prove yourself, and now you're working for that. You're working for approval. You're like, this is why you should consider me and stop sleeping with all these women, why you should be loyal to me, why I should be the main woman, why you should love me, why you should have kids with me, why you should marry me. And then you're in that position to where you're working for that. And the reality is, as soon as you start you're either placed there or you're not. You're never really going to like work hard enough to where it's like, oh, I never really wanted to take you seriously. But those actions, I got you. Let's be together. It's not going to happen like that. But the truth is, a lot of you, I want princess treatment. No, you don't. Or a lot of you think that a man courting you and taking you out and going about things the right way is boring. He's lame. So therefore, you will chase men that want nothing serious from you because it's fun.
Why do men be having more fun with their homeboys than their girl?
It's when you go with your girl, right? You gotta protect her. You gotta have your head on a swivel. You paying twice as much or 3 times as much money. Yep. You gotta be a conversationalist. You got therapist. You're really like there to kind of like cater to her in a sense. When you with your guys, you're just having fun. Everybody do their own thing. Everybody just get along.
When you with your girl, that level of mental capacity you use to protect her, I know he watching, I'm watching, my boy watching. I get to relax.
Man is with his friends and having more fun. It's just because it's something personal.
Find it offensive.
Oh, find it offensive.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like your man to want to hang with you because he enjoys time. I gotta tell my boys, I'm gonna marry you, right? I'm gonna be around you every single day for the rest of my life. I gotta like spending time with you. So if I'm only hanging with my boys because I want to have fun, that's a problem.
That's a problem. You're a headache.
You're a headache.
You bring me drama.
Because I choose to hang with them so much more.
Yeah.
How
many nerves y'all have?
And they're more patient than they should be.
To all of you patient and kind and confused boyfriends, spouses, husbands, partners, whatever, I'm just gonna let you know, it's all gonna be worth it soon. I realized yesterday that I am not only short-tempered, but I am stubborn, and my husband is a godsend. We had to send a wire transfer to a relative that's in Korea, and I told my husband, I've worked in banking, so they're going to ask you this, that, all this information about the recipient. And my husband said, no, just go to Chase Bank. They won't ask you all of that because it's personal information. They don't need that. But my smartass was like, yeah, I know better. I'll figure it out, right? And I chose to go to a different bank. So right after work yesterday, I went to a smaller bank and I tried to send the wire there, but they were asking for the information that I had requested. And I called my husband and I was like, hey, I need this information, that information. And he was like, you didn't go to Chase? And I was like, no, I'm here, so give me this information. And he was like, oh, let me just try to call them right now. It's Korea. It's like 4 a.m. I don't think they're going to pick up, but I'll try. And in my head, I'm like, dude, if they want to receive the money, they better pick up the phone, right? But they didn't pick up the phone and I was getting frustrated. My husband felt bad because I made the trip there and he was just like, babe, I'll do it tomorrow. It's fine. Don't worry. Thank you for going all the way there, but it's fine. I can take care of it. Now I'm pissed because not only was I unhelpful to my husband, he's probably thinking that I'm stubborn as fuck because he told me to go to Chase Bank, but I didn't listen. But I don't want to put the blame on myself and I don't want to put the blame on my husband, but I want to blame the uncle who's in Korea. Now I only have 15 minutes to get to the closest Chase Bank before they close. I never want to be an unreliable person to my husband. So what do? I get in the car, I drive as fast as I can. I'm still on the phone with my husband who's telling me, babe, just go home. It's fine. Thank you for the effort. And I tell him, yeah, with an attitude because I feel like he's already given up on me and we hang up. Now, there is a reason why I didn't go to Chase Bank. Chase Bank charges $50 per every international wire. The smaller bank that I went to, they only charged $32. I was going to save $17. I could have bought myself a sandwich. Anyways, there was the side of me where I wanted to prove to my husband, either way, if I go to Chase or whatever bank, they're going to ask me for this information. Boy, was I proven wrong. I went there and I came out within 10 minutes. I sent the wire before they closed. You might be thinking, oh, she was wrong. She's probably going to apologize to her husband for not having listened to him in the first place. Wrong again. I decided to pick a fight. I got on the phone with him and I was telling him, babe, I did it. And he was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to. I could have done it tomorrow. I heard that and I was like, you didn't trust me? You didn't think I could do it? You're probably thinking that I'm crazy, but let me just have this one because I'm on my period. Anyway, I was on the phone with my husband and my husband was very calm and he was just like, babe, thank you so much. I know you did this for me so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. And you must have been very frustrated. I would have been really pissed off. And hearing that, I was just like, this is not what I want to hear. If it was any other time, yes, I would like for him to forget that I messed up and to acknowledge my efforts. Not only is he doing that, he's apologizing for making my life difficult. My thing is, no, you and I are not the enemy. The enemy is the uncle in Korea. And my husband is like, yeah, if my uncle didn't ask us for this favor in the first place, we wouldn't even be in this mess. You'd probably be resting at home as you should. So I'm sorry. And I was just like, this is not scratching the surface. So I'm just thinking of why and how I can think of another reason why we should continue fighting. He's just not playing along today, so I tell him, babe, I'll talk to you later, okay? And I hang up the phone. And I'm driving, but I don't feel accomplished like I should. Like, I want the battle, but something's just telling me that I should apologize. So I call him back, and I tell him, baby, I'm sorry. I should have listened to you in the first place. I should have just went to Chase Bank like you told me to. And he tells me, babe, it's okay, but I really appreciate you saying that to me. So on behalf of the controlling and stubborn wives and whatever we are, sorry.
Well, you got there eventually. I think that's all that matters. Nobody's perfect, and sometimes that pride and that ego swells up inside of you, and you don't want to, say I'm sorry. So, kudos to you for getting there. You could have saved yourself a lot of time. You could have saved yourself a lot of conversation. And we have to ask ourselves, was the $17 worth it? He was thinking of the simple way. You were thinking of the cheapest option. My wife has done that a couple of times to where she's ordered something off of Amazon and it'll take like 2 or 3 weeks. And I'll be like, where's that? I won't even ask. She'll be like, man, what's taking these plates so long to get here? And I'll go look at the order. I'll say, these aren't Prime. Like, and they say right here, shipping out in 2 to 3 weeks. What did you think was going to happen? Oh, I thought because I had Prime, this would happen and that would happen. No, not everything is Prime. Like, not everything is going to be shipped out the next day. You got to read when it's going to be shipped out. Now you're going to have to cancel that order and reorder it again. Whoa, I don't want to reorder it because it's the cheapest option. And, you know, I don't want to spend that much money. Well, then you can wait a month or two to get some plates and decorative spoons for a graduation. Or you can spend a little bit more money, maybe 10, 15 more dollars, and get these plates and be ready to go by this Saturday, which is when we need them. And you won't be stressing, and you won't have to run to the store and get them the night before, when we should be relaxing, making plans, getting ready for the celebration. You out here running around and getting stuff. Might forget something because you're in a frenzy and everything's frantic. At some point in time, you got to start listening, because men actually know what they're talking about a lot of times.
This is a very unnecessary reason why women leave, ignore you, or ghost you. If you are genuinely confused on why things ended the way that they did, I'm going to tell you something, and luckily I did not fall victim to this. I had a female friend, and I told her about a guy that I was talking to, right? And the first thing she says is like, oh, you know, that doesn't make him special. He's not good enough for you. Like, he's not even important. He's doing the bare minimum, da-da-da-da. And I literally told her, listen, you're saying all this shit about this guy, but I never told you one bad thing about him. This is your first reaction towards me telling you that I'm being treated right by a good guy. And she felt so offended that I didn't listen to her advice that was trying to keep me single. But the reason why I'm saying this is because so many women sabotage relationships, right? They don't even know the full story. They might not even know the bad things, but I'm telling you, like, when I brought up to her that guy, she immediately changed the way that she treated me. Now all of a sudden, she's getting mad at me for little things. Now all of a sudden, her energy changed. Now all of a sudden, she's starting fights with me. But when I was single, she fucking loved me. But when she finds out that a guy is treating me right and he's making me feel good, happy, and feminine, all of a sudden, she's trying to find flaws in my life and pick at it. I'm like still trying to connect the situation together, because I know who I am. I know what I have to offer to people. But it's like I genuinely feel bad for the women who fall for manipulative women who will literally try to ruin your life because they're jealous of you. This is actual real life. There are women like this. A lot of women will only love you when you're miserable. But when you're happy, misery loves company, and they're going to try their best to get you that way. And yeah, she didn't like that I stood up for this guy because he didn't fucking do shit. He didn't do shit. You're not going to talk shit about an innocent person and then expect me to agree with you? What? But yeah, to be honest, like, find a woman who's going to defend you in private. Because if she's not loyal enough to check people who talk shit about you, then what makes you think she's going to be loyal enough to not cheat on you? Does that even make any sense? If you would like one-on-one coaching, it'll be in my bio. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention is I literally told her, like, I trust my judgment in my dating life. You don't have to criticize it. Like, if any woman is watching this, defend your man. Especially when other people don't. Like, they don't, they have, they have no room to talk. They really don't. What's so good in their life for them to be criticizing yours? What's so good about their relationships? There's nothing good about their life. That's why they're talking shit about yours, okay? And nah, my Latina side is not coming out. I'm just very protective over the people that I admire. And at a certain point, I was very protective over her. But once you get innocent people involved and you find a way to like try to hate on them, that's when a line is crossed. I'm not gonna tolerate disrespect, especially when you're trying to disrespect something that makes me happy. Okay. But I have many other female friends who are in relationships, and they actually tell me positive things. Like, they're in a successful relationship, right? They're in a fulfilling relationship. That's why they're not gonna criticize mine. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather take criticism from a married woman or a woman in a relationship or a woman who can maintain a long-term relationship rather than criticism from a woman who's single and she still has baggage from her last relationship. Like, take advice from healed women. That's what I'm going to say. But that's the reason why, like, I don't really talk about my personal life, because I'm very, very protective. And if I talk about my personal life, it's because I'm looking out for y'all. You guys deserve the truth. You guys deserve to learn from other people's mistakes, but I was smart enough to not listen to what she had to say. It just doesn't register. It doesn't add up. It doesn't logically make sense. Also, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. It doesn't deserve my energy. But just if someone makes you feel good about yourself, if someone makes you feel happy, if your inner child comes out, don't let other people talk shit about them. Sure, they can give their advice, their criticism, their output, but if they're just saying something that doesn't make sense to you, you don't have to take it and you can just leave it. Oh, and another thing that I want to mention is he does not know about this situation, because why would I tell him? I'm not looking for a compliment like, oh, hey, babe, you know, my female friend was talking shit about you and I defended, like, you want to know what I'm really saying? Pick me, choose me, love, like, that's not what it is. I defend you in private and I don't tell you about it. Because if I'm truly being loyal, like, why do I need to tell you when I did what I needed to do? Like, for example, if someone talks shit about my friend behind their back and I defend her, why would I tell her? Just so that she could get mad and retaliate against him? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna protect you in private and also protect your family. I understand that you have things to do with your life, and honestly, if I already defended you, why the fuck do I need to tell you? Why the fuck do I need a compliment from you? Thanks, babe. I really, like, no, it's integrity. Like, you care for people behind their back. You don't tell them everything that you've done behind your back, because you're not keeping score. Anyways, if you guys would like one-on-one coaching, it'll be in my bio. Follow me, like, and comment.
These modern women, they lose their friend. And so at first, if I think normal people, they're a little bit sad when they lose their friend. They're like, man, what am I going to do now? Who am I going to hang out with? So it's only normal for you to make like a little bit of a joke or kind of like a negative pass here and there. But if that's not like, you know, just be careful. But like, I'm so happy for you. Like, I want to meet this guy. I need to vet him just to make sure. You know, if that's not followed by, I'm so happy for you, let's go out and celebrate. I'm not saying that they're trying to take you down. I'm just saying that maybe from that point on, you need to be looking. You need to be paying attention to them closely, watching the action.